Hello friends, this is Carrie. I hope you all are staying safe and healthy. Welcome back to I Like Reddit channel. Today we have 3 stories out of the Entitled Parent subreddit, in addition to 2 stories out of the Entitled People subreddit. Let's begin. Our first story is by AngelFire224.
So what if I left you to die? I still deserve your money.
Hey guys, I hope everyone is safe at home. Not my story. I read this in our local newspaper years ago. It was quite a well-known story at the time. An elderly doctor couple with no children came to know about a newborn baby girl whom someone had left in a waste dump. The baby was about to die. They took her to a hospital and they formally adopted her. Years later, the girl herself became a doctor and earned good money. An old poor couple came to the girl claiming to be her biological parents and demanded that she give them money as they didn't have any means to provide for themselves. The girl didn't believe them, but after a DNA test, it proved that they were indeed her biological parents. How they knew, that wasn't mentioned in the article. The couple kept demanding money from her, saying that she was their daughter and it was her responsibility to look after them in their old age. When the girl asked them why they left her to die, they tried to justify their actions and said if they hadn't left her there, she wouldn't have so much money right now. It was because of them that she had so much money and they deserved some of it. They wanted money, as their other kids, sons mostly, either didn't earn or didn't want to care for them. When the girl refused, they threatened to go to court against her. In retaliation, the girl sued them for abandonment and a few other charges. There was no follow-up to the article, so I don't know what happened to the girl or those pathetic excuses for human beings. Those parents are truly garbage people. I mean, come on, you dump your baby girl in a trash dump because what? She was inconvenient, or was she born the wrong sex? I mean, that's what I think. I think she was born the wrong sex and they're like, oh, we don't want her, so she's garbage. The doctor couple who found her and took her in and took care of her and loved her, and she grew up to do great things herself. And these awful entitled parents can't imagine why their sons wouldn't want to take care of them. Gee, I wonder. Yeah, I hope this girl sued the crap out of them in court, and I hope they got some criminal charges popped on top of that. Though it doesn't make up for those awful parents abandoning her to die in a dump somewhere. But some justice, I think, would be better than no justice at all. But what do you guys think happened to the entitled parents and the young woman in this case? Do you think that she won in court, or do you think that these jerks got away with what they did to her? Please put a comment in the comment section down below. Anyway, on to our next story. Our next story is by Sleepy Ginger Sleep. Entitled Mother allows her precious baby to steal our cat. My family and I moved back home to our country, New Zealand, a few years ago and brought all of our animals. One of our cats became an outdoor cat and wandered all over our neighborhood's garden, but she would always come back home at night. One night we noticed that she didn't come back, but we thought it was a fluke. One night became 1 week, and by then we had already called around to our other neighbors and printed out posters. One day, walking home from school, my sister saw her cat in a neighbor's window and called our parents. My mother and I went to their home and confronted them about it. Our neighbors consisted of one mother, one father, and a little girl about 7 years old. Apparently what happened was she wandered into their garden and the neighbor's daughter managed to catch her and wanted to keep her. Despite the obvious collar, the parents allowed her to keep our cat and replaced her collar. When my mother demanded that they give her back, our neighbors obviously refused and tried to twist the story and make it our fault because we didn't offer to sell our cat when we moved in. I don't even know how a person can be that delusional. The mother claimed that it was unfair to her precious baby that we didn't offer to give them our cat because her daughter was younger than my sister and I. She said that our cat and her child had formed a bond blessed by God. I had had enough. I called my cat, and the second she appeared, I grabbed her and ran away. The mother and child started to scream like banshees, so my mother followed after me. When the neighbor called the police and demanded that we give her back, they forgot the fact that the microchip exists, and that was all the proof the police needed to see that she was ours. We did tell our other neighbors who have cats to make sure to watch out for them. I kind of wish the story stated whether the entitled family was charged with theft or if they were given a warning or a ticket or something like that. I mean, they did technically steal the cat, but I also think that, you know, the OP and their family telling the neighbors that these people are basically animal thieves would make people look at them with suspicion or a second glance that might end up humiliating humiliating them in the end and make them think twice about doing it again. But what do you guys think? Please put a comment in the comment section down below. Moving on to our next story. If you've been watching until here and are enjoying my content, please put some heart emojis in the comment section down below. Our next story is posted by another guilty witness. Karen threatens to get me arrested for gardening my garden. Title says it all. Because the groundhog had no shadow, spring came early, so I had decided to weed my garden strip that borders mine and Karen's property. There's a fence between the garden and her house. While doing so, I got rid of some of my daylilies that are on my property. I finished, returned to my house, and continued my day, until I hear a shriek from the side of my house. I rush over because I'm scared someone got hurt, and Karen, who just got home from work, asked me why I got rid of her lilies. I say that they were my lilies and that I was making space for tomatoes, cucumbers, and carrots. She then calls the police because I had destroyed her property. The police come and basically tell her to go inside and shut up because it was pretty clear whose flowers they were. This story is posted by another guilty witness. Karen gets drunk and lights my neighbor's house on fire because I gardened my garden. This is an update to the previous post of mine, but I feel like it's big enough to warrant its own post. In my previous post, I explained the woman flipped out over the fact that I had taken daylilies out of my garden in preparation for vegetables and such, and I was going to plant. In the comments, some had suggested I put up cameras facing the garden in case Karen decided that the tomatoes look like they're in her side of my property line. My aunt, who's not entitled, was switching from Arlo to Ring home security, so she sent me those. They arrived the morning of the fire, so no video. That aside, I did not expect Karen to do this. Yesterday, Karen got mega drunk, like multiple cases of beer drunk. I don't know what she was drinking, but she obviously had a lot of it, and this put her anger over the edge about the loss of my lilies. She went with wood and fire starter to my neighbor's house, the one on the opposite side of her house, and lit their bins on fire. This spread to their porch, and their entire home was alight. I'm a light sleeper, and living in a cul-de-sac was woken up by an orange haze floating through my window. I called 911, the whole shebang, witness report and everything. As I went out with 911 operator on the phone, this Karen gives a confession. After a while, and the fire department shows up, she realizes her mistake. 1, she lit a house on fire. 2, she lit the wrong house on fire. She's being charged with arson and the like, and everyone got out. There's a mother, a father, and 2 kids who are in high school. It still feels surreal. Good job, Karen. You're really great in decision-making skill area. You burned down your next-door neighbor's house. You're probably going to be charged with arson and a few other charges on there, in addition to being sued by your next-door neighbors for property damage. So you're probably going to lose your freedom and your house and everything else. So good job there, Karen. Anyway, on to our final story. Our final story is posted by Deep Sigh of Relief. Entitled Dad at Chick-fil-A asked me to babysit his kid. Makes a fuss with management when I say no. This happened last year around this time. Thought you would enjoy sharing in the madness. I care for a 2-year-old full-time, as well as her sister, but only after school. The little one's allergies are super bad right now. Their family just moved here a few months ago, so this is their first Texas spring. So we have been touring indoor playgrounds lately for her physical activity. We usually rotate between McDonald's, a bouncy house place with an awesome toddler area, and Chick-fil-A. The worst/most neglectful parents are usually at Chick-fil-A, I've found, so we go early so she doesn't get trampled by the unsupervised big kids. Today, about half an hour in, a man walks into the play area and sets his toddler on the floor and walks back out. It was just me and my charge at this point, but I was still shocked. Who drops their toddler off in a room with a complete stranger? There are 2 big windows, but the area I was sitting in is in a corner with a solid wall. Only 25% of the play area is visible from the main dining room. The little boy starts fussing almost immediately. A minute or 2 later, 3 big kids, ages 4 to 9 approximately, came in and started running around like crazy. The boy got scared, and when one of the big kids left, he followed her. He clearly didn't want to be there. Dad just brought him back, plopped him down, leaving without a word. As soon as another unsupervised kid left, he followed. This happened 2 more times. The last time he brought him back, he said, very exasperated. Can't you just watch him since you're already watching your kids too? I told him no, that I wasn't watching my kid, that I was babysitting for one little girl. I charge $15 an hour and prorate by half hour, cash up front. He just looked at me for a minute, then took his boy to the counter and asked to speak to the manager. I couldn't hear the conversation because I was in the play place, but lots of hand waving and pointing. Dude left after the manager repeatedly shook their head. The manager told me later he demanded I be removed because I was soliciting him. Anyway, that's all the stories I have for today. Links to the original Reddit posts will be in the description box below. Please stop on by Reddit to show the OP some love and an upvote. If you enjoy my content, please comment, like, and subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to hit the bell notification to let you know when I've uploaded new videos. Thank you for watching and have a great day.